How does this bulky Maximus shoe with a 6mm drop really compete with the sleeker 12mm drop Brooks Ghost 16 for your daily runs or walks? Today I'm comparing these two shoes to help you get a better understanding of what shoe might work best for longer runs, standing or longer walks. When we think about the stack height, the two shoes compare completely differently. With the Ghost Max 2, we're looking at a 39mm heel stack with a 6mm drop. On the other hand, the Ghost 16 features a lower stack at 35mm in the heel, but a steeper 12mm drop. Now looking at all the cushioning that's packed into that midsole on the Max 2, while it is heavier, it's not significantly heavier. So at a men's 9 US, we're looking at around 303 grams, whereas in the Ghost 16, we're looking at about 279 grams for the same size. But in return for the extra weight with the Max, what you get is extra space in the toe box, super comfortable throughout, extra padding in the upper, which we'll talk about later, and you get that action-packed cushioning underneath your foot. Now they both use the same type of cushioning, which can be a little bit confusing. So that's the DNA Loft V3, but they're built completely differently. So because there's a lot more stack height in the Ghost Max 2, what you get is a much more plush ride, so you sink into the shoe a little bit more, whereas with the Ghost 16 it's a bit snappier, a bit more responsive. As you apply pressure to it, it tends to push you back, so it works a bit more like a spring when you're walking or you're running, whereas with the Max 2 you're thinking a bit more of a cruiser, so really comfortable and cushioned under longer runs, not as snappy in terms of feedback. So often on this channel we talk about if there's excess cushioning or stack underneath the shoe, it can make the shoe a little bit unstable. So how do these two shoes compare? Well, as we discussed already, the Max 2 has got more cushion underneath, but it's got more stability elements than what you'd see in the Ghost 16. So they're broken up into extra sidewalls that's built along the inner and outer aspects of the shoe on the heel and on the midfoot. It's also got some sole flare and a wider base of support to add extra elements of stability, whereas in the Ghost 16 you don't have as many sidewalls going up the upper mesh, and that stops you from sliding side to side if you struggle with pronation forces, and you don't get that same amount of sole flare. So you get more of a traditional neutral shoe in the Ghost 16, you get more of a stable cruiser in the Max 2. So which one should you go for? Well, if you're looking for a maximalist cushion shoe that's relatively stable, more of a cruiser that you want for longer, slower runs, or for standing all day or walking all day, then we'd recommend the Ghost Max 2. If you're looking for a shoe that's a bit more responsive for your daily runs, then we'd look for the Ghost 16. It can also do day-to-day walking, super comfortable shoe. It's renowned for being a day-to-day shoe for all daily activities, but it's also a great training shoe if you're looking for a neutral, relatively responsive shoe with a high heel drop that's relatively snappy. If you've got any questions on either of these shoes, please leave them in the comment section below. If you found the video interesting and helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel.